Welcome back to Transfers Talk Tennessee Sports. I'm Jules Spear.
And I'm Katie Mack. Thank you so much for joining us today. There's a lot going on Rocky Top, but really there always is. In most recent news, Lady Vol basketball great Candace Parker announced her retirement yesterday after 16 seasons in the WNBA at age 38.
Yeah, the news was very shocking, but I'm honestly very proud of her. She's been such an inspiration for young women in basketball, but also just in sports in general. She's inspired people just through the adversity that she's faced. I've seen on her post on Instagram that she had about 10 surgeries over her span of playing basketball, which is hard. It's very hard mentally. Obviously, it takes a toll on your body physically. But I'm just proud to see how she was able to persevere through those times and still able to be successful from a college standpoint. Winning national championships, winning players of the years, and such things like that, but also being very successful in the WNBA, playing for 3 different organizations in the LA Sparks, Chicago Sky, and the Las Vegas Aces, and winning a championship at each one of those teams is
so
just
impressive.
Very impressive, and it just shows you that she really is the GOAT. She's done it at all levels, at the highest level, and I'm very proud of her. And I just want to tell her, honestly, thank you for being so inspirational to the game of basketball.
Yeah, thank you, Candace, for just everything you've done for women's basketball, women's sports in general. I mean, we wouldn't see the hype and the visibility around women's basketball or any women's sports in college that we saw this year without her.
Exactly.
So thank you so much for what you've done. In terms of Lady Vol basketball, there's been a lot more going on right now. Kim Caldwell just had a bunch of new hires. One of them is Nolan Harveth. He's the new director of strength and conditioning.
Yes.
Talk to me a little about him. Do you like him? What's the
Yes.
vibe?
So we've only lifted once since he's been here because he got here last week. We'll lift a couple more times this week. But from the first strength session, it was very intense, upbeat. Our heart rates got up, so you could tell that he's very intense and that he wants the best for us, but he's always telling us to ask him questions if we have questions, because there's always a reason why. And if we ever need help in any aspect on and off the court, to always just go and approach him, because he's a very approachable person.
That's awesome. That's so important to be able to ask questions and get, reasonable answers from coaches. I love that. And so Coach Caldwell also hired 4 assistant coaches, and she hired Roman Tubner and Gabe Lazo, who are both highly touted recruiters, which I think is really, really important when you're trying to win championships, having people that are bringing in those stars. So talk to me a little bit about those 2 coaches.
Yeah, so Coach Roman, he came from Alabama, very successful assistant coach there, associate head coach there. He actually jokes around with me because he had our scout when we played Alabama in the SEC tournament. When I went, I don't want to brag, but when I went 6 for 6.
Okay, all right.
From the 3-point line. From the 3-point line, and he was just like, we couldn't guard you. And then at my last school, we actually played him in the Bahamas, and he did a much better scout there. So I got to give him his claps there. But very good at recruiting. He's a relationship person. He knows how to build relationships and values those. And then Coach Lazo, he came from Mississippi State, very successful program there. You can tell he loves to be in the gym. He loves to be in the gym. I've already gotten 3-4 workouts with him, and his favorite word, I have to say, is elite. And he just loves that word because he wants to push us to be elite, but knows a lot of us, including myself, want to play pro basketball, play in the WNBA or overseas. And he's like, this is what it takes to be elite. And obviously, if you want to be elite, you come to Tennessee.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I love to hear that for you guys. Now, you guys have 2 other coaches that Coach Caldwell hired, Coach Jenna Burdett and Angel Rizor. So what do you think of those 2?
They're very funny people.
Yeah.
Yeah, very funny people. I'm always joking around with them. I'm still building relationships with all the coaches, but they're easy to joke around with. Coach Jenna, she's been with Coach Kim for a while now. She's played overseas. She's played college basketball at Dayton, so she's been very successful. She knows what it takes to get there. So I'm excited to keep learning from her. And then Coach Angel, she's energetic as well. She's always smiling. She's always upbeat. There's never a time that I see her where she's looking down or anything. So I think that's just kind of positive to see, and it gives a positive environment for all of us. When we see her, we're just always smiling.
That's awesome. I gotta know, because being a swimmer, like, we have a good variety of male coaches versus female coaches. And over the years, I've experienced a lot of it, and very, very different communication styles from guy versus girl coaches. So do you have a preference one way or another, or coaching style that you like best?
No, I can't say that, only because my dad coached me when I was growing up, so it kind of helped me a lot from that standpoint. Just growing up and hearing from my dad, knowing he had to coach me hard because I was being coached by him. Like, he can't just coach me soft because I'm his daughter. Like, he has to set the standard. So, like, I've been coached by male coaches and plenty of female coaches. So I really don't have a preference. It just kind of just helped me be able to absorb information easier. Yeah. It can be portrayed a little bit different from male, female, or however it's said, but I've always been told, like, to listen to the message, not the tone of somebody's voice. So I think that's very critical when we have this mix of, male coaches and female coaches. It just gives us a good variety and a mix of that.
Sure, absolutely. Now, I want to give Coach Caldwell a lot of credit, because she's only been here a couple weeks, but she's already right on that recruiting trail. She brought in 2 transfers, Alyssa Latham from Syracuse, and then Lazaria Spearman from Miami.
Yes.
So have you met them? Like,
yes.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I met them. I was a part of their visit with Z from Miami. We went to Topgolf, and it was really funny because a lot of us can't golf, but she was trying to teach us how to golf, and she didn't even really know how to golf. And the ball was maybe going like 10 feet. So it was funny just because she really thought she had it, and she really didn't. But she's a joy. I think she's going to give us a lot of athleticism, size, and energy off the court and on the court. And then Alyssa, I believe she made the freshman team for the All-ACC, which is very impressive. Being familiar with the ACC and what it takes to be successful at the ACC, and now coming to the SEC, I think it helped me a lot with that transition. So I think it will help her a lot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm really, really excited to see how the Lady Vols shape up this coming season. I know you've got a couple more months before we even get into anything, but I'm really, really excited to see what Coach Caldwell is doing. So we're actually going to move on real quick to the NFL draft. Later last week, a couple Vols got drafted. We had Jalen Wright, who was the 120th pick, to the Miami Dolphins. I don't really know much about the Miami Dolphins. I just know Alex Earl, that TikToker, is dating Braxton Berrios. So that's all I can say about that one. But Joe Milton was the 193rd pick to the New England Patriots, which is cool because he actually got the phone call from a VFL, Jared Mayo, who was drafted by the New England Patriots 16 years earlier. And then Kamal Haddon, 211th pick to the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's going to get to play with another VFL, Trey Smith. So really exciting stuff for these Vols in the pros. Congrats to these guys.
Yeah, definitely congrats. Anytime you see your name called when you're going to play professional is just very special. Watching some of the draft, the earlier round of the draft, seeing people with their families, it's just very special receiving that call and then telling your family where you're going. So. It was really cool to see these 3 names being called, but there was also a lot of other ball people on the football team that also received training camp contracts or rookie contracts, whatever you want to call it, that will also be able to have a chance of making the team as well.
Yeah, it's really, really awesome to see. So up next, we're also going to move on to talk about a little bit more of Tennessee sports. These are just sports highlights for the week of 4/22. So baseball swept Mizzou at home this weekend, and they're still ranked 3rd nationally behind A&M and Arkansas, which is pretty special.
It is very special. And another special thing is Cal Stark hit a 3-run home run, and we just had him on the show. So I was joking around with him of maybe we should have you on the show every week.
Yeah, you want to come back?
And then softball, they won their series over Alabama. That was their 8th consecutive SEC series win.
Yeah, and Kiki Malloy, she actually became the all-time runs winner on Friday night, actually off of a home run that Zaida hit.
Oh, wow.
And so head coach Karen Weekly also notched her 1,300th career win.
That's a lot of wins.
So a lot
of wins, lots of runs.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on to track and field, the Lady Vols broke the 4x1 relay record in 42.52 seconds to take the #1 spot in the NCAA so far this season.
That's fast. Now rowing, Lady Vols, they won all 5 races at Lake Wheeler Invitational Cup to take the overall win.
Men's tennis, Joannis Monday was named the SEC Player of the Year.
And then men's basketball, they also picked up a transfer from Ohio State, which is very big for them because, losing some people in the transfer portal and then getting some size with Felix, that's very special to have.
Yeah, absolutely. This is definitely not an all-inclusive list. These are just a couple things. There's a lot more going on Rocky Top, don't get me wrong, but these are just a few highlights from this weekend. Up next, we've got a little get to know us segment because we thought it would be fun, just to kind of talk a little bit about who we are and answer some funny questions. So my first question for you guys is, what is your biggest ick on the court, field, or for me in the swimming pool? Like something annoying somebody else does.
I'd say mine is, as a guard, people that don't call screens. That's an ick to me because I'm going to get destroyed. Like, I'm just not going to see it and get blindsided, so I don't like that.
That makes sense.
Mine is when somebody uses the bat and hits the bottom of their cleats 5 times. I don't know why they do it, but it's just
Is it like an intimidation tactic, or?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't intimidate me. It just why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Because it's Zaida.
Then you mess up the bat.
Yeah.
And you scratch it, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I think my biggest one, like in swimming, we have pace clocks and stuff, and we have to leave at certain times. When people leave early, because they'll be like, okay, we're going on the 10, and people will drop at the 7. Like they'll go underwater and push off. Drives me nuts.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts too.
Yeah.
Because why are you leaving early?
It's cheating. It's cheating, is what it is.
My question would be, what's your favorite restaurant in Knoxville?
Ooh, I think Shivo Taqueria on Gay Street.
I've never heard of that one.
It's Mexican. They have the best quesadillas.
For real?
Best quesadillas. They have, honestly, their rice, their Spanish rice is the best Spanish rice I've ever had in my life. So if you want Mexican, go to Shivo.
What about you?
Lately, I've been stuck on Southern Grit.
Okay, I've heard of that.
Ooh,
I've never been there, no.
that's
It's
good.
so good, the chicken.
That's over in Old
there's-
City, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a chicken club sandwich.
Okay.
And it's just, and the sweet potato fries.
Oh, that
so
sounds
good.
I don't like sweet potatoes.
It's
Me
good.
neither.
I didn't like sweet potatoes until last year.
I like yams though. You know what yams are?
Yeah.
I like yams. I don't like sweet potato fries. I don't like that. It's different. But my favorite restaurant, I'm a brunch type of person. I like First Watch.
Ooh,
You got to get their
that's good.
$1 million bacon.
that's a good classic.
It's good.
You can't
Okay.
go wrong with First Watch.
No. Their bacon is actually good. I love
Their
The
it.
bacon's
$1 million
so good.
bacon?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
so good.
Okay, next question is what was the last song you listened to?
Oh, I don't know.
No facts.
Oh, Ain't Talking About Love by Van Halen.
Mine is Hips Don't Lie by Shakira.
Mine was Makes Me Wanna by Thomas Rhett.
Ooh,
Okay, that's a good
girl.
song.
Yes,
That's
I
a
know.
good song. Okay. Okay, what's everybody's favorite sport to watch that isn't your own?
Ooh. I'd probably say football.
Football.
Yeah.
Football.
I'd say baseball, but I have been getting into hockey a little bit lately. In the
Yes.
last couple weeks
Yes.
of the Stanley Cup playoffs, I've been getting a little bit into hockey, but generally baseball.
That's good.
I went to my first hockey game.
How was it?
There was fights.
I was
So it
gonna
was
say I don't
fun.
even understand I don't even understand the rules. They just be hitting the puck and then they
Yeah.
just bam, they just run
Me
into
either.
you.
I don't-
I know.
Like
But I
what's
had to-
legal?
It's
Sorry.
violent.
I had to go for an assignment for class.
Did you go to the one here in Knoxville, Ice Bears?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, man, this is gonna be boring.
Yeah.
But then they got into fights, and I was like, yes. I was like,
So you
I
just
was literally like, yes, come on.
so you just like the fighting part. You don't even like the hockey part. You
It's
just
the
I mean, it's
drama.
cool when they finally score or
Okay.
shoot the puck, whatever they say.
yeah.
But
I don't know the knowledge.
It's
honestly.
it looks really hard though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I love
would-
my body.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ice skate.
I
either.
like my
I'd-
teeth too.
I like
I'm
everything.
not wanting to give up any of those.
Yeah, I'll just stick with roller skating where
Yeah.
I can hold on to the sides.
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
easy, but
Yeah. I'm with you.
can't do the hockey stuff.
You're probably one of those people that have the little things.
Little walker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that's even harder because you're like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I got him a little better.
You got
over the
some
years.
rhythm. Okay,
good.
that's good.
That's good.
Okay, my question is, who is y'all's favorite superhero?
Ooh. I don't know.
Mine's the Flash.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love it.
Did you watch the CW show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a good show.
And I watched I watched all of it. Green or Arrow or something.
Arrow too.
Like I just love it.
I love both of those shows. This is like really obscure, but Nightwing. So like Batman's protege, Robin, Dick Grayson, like when he stopped being Robin and became his own superhero when he was done with Batman.
Yes.
Nightwing. I love Nightwing.
Not gonna lie, I don't know much about superheroes. Like
Tell them I'm your superhero.
All these names, I'm just like taking it in, like okay. But I would say Spider-Man. I feel like everybody's seen Spider-Man.
That's a classic.
That's a classic.
Solid classic.
So you can't go wrong with that.
Approved.
Okay, favorite movie.
Ooh.
Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, the whole thing.
I don't know. See, listen. I'm a TV show type of person. I like Netflix series and stuff like that. Like my attention span is bad, but I would say favorite movie is either Let It Shine or Lemonade Mouth.
Those are such good picks. Are you kidding? I love both those movies.
Yep.
Dang, those are good.
The songs from those movies.
Yes. Mine is White Chicks.
Oh, that's funny.
That's solid.
It'll always be White Chicks.
Love that movie.
I've seen that so many times. So funny.
So many
It
times.
never gets old either.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Taylor Swift dropped a new album last week. What is everybody's favorite Taylor Swift song of all time?
Go ahead. Do you have one?
I don't know the name of it.
Sing, like, you got a lyric?
Sing it.
Please, watch it be the
know.
same one. Okay.
Just hum it.
I was sitting shotgun with my hair in the front seat of his car.
Our song from the first album.
Like, I've heard the lyrics, but I don't know the name. I used to grow up being like a huge Taylor Swift fan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really listen to her much anymore, but a classic one is Never Ever Getting Back Together.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are never,
Valid.
ever
Valid.
getting back together.
That's a good
We'll
album.
Go talk to your friends.
Red is like probably my favorite album. I would have to say it's probably a cross between the song Red and then New Romantics on the 1989 album.
I haven't heard that other one.
Yeah, it's one of the more obscure ones on 1989, but
Sheesh.
solid picks.
This question, I don't even know. It says, what is your most recent Google search on your phone?
Okay, I'll start. My most recent Google search was how many rounds are in the NHL playoffs bracket and format of the hockey's pro season. I told you I was trying to get into hockey, and I was trying to figure stuff out because I don't know anything. But that's my most recent Google search.
Okay.
Mine is Are Commercial Festivals Free?
Our commercial festival.
What's a commercial festival?
Wait, what?
That's why I looked it up.
Okay.
Just random thought?
I was just like, man, because I saw it on something, and I was like, what is it?
Oh.
So I just was checking to see if you have to pay for it, but it's
My-
like events, like outside.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really search stuff up. I just know everything.
Okay, good.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. The last thing I searched was clothes.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't like a question or anything.
What brand?
Fashion Nova.
Okay. Valid.
Okay. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'd say salad. And I say this because you could have any kind of salad, like potato
fair.
salad, pasta salad, taco salad.
That's so
like,
true.
Like
oh
it's
my
a
gosh.
good category food
Yeah.
where you can kind of, like, shoot, I could be like, I want a macaroni and cheese salad and just eat macaroni and cheese. Like it's kind of like a
She stole
a
mine.
cheat code, I guess.
You kind of stole mine. My mom's baked mac and cheese is so good, so I could
Ooh.
just eat that,
All right.
honestly.
I would just eat Mexican food for the rest of my life.
Like one specific one.
Oh.
She tried to cheat and say, make like one food.
the whole cuisine.
Right, wait.
I don't know.
Enchiladas, tacos.
It's your question.
Chicken tacos.
Chicken tacos.
Okay,
Solid.
valid. Cats or dogs?
I'm a dog person. I'm watching my older brother's dog right now, and she's just so cute.
What kind
And
of dog is it?
It's a pit mix with
Okay.
like so many other things, but I just feel like they're more interactive than cats.
I think so too.
I'm scared of animals.
What?
So I'm being so serious right now.
Scared of all animals?
Yeah, I just don't like being around them.
Like what? scares
Dogs, I can't do. I mean, I'm starting to get a little bit better, but when I was younger, I got chased by a chihuahua.
You was running away though, right?
And I was running away.
That's why. They thought
And
you was
so-
playing.
So you guys
I-
don't have pets?
And it's because of me. Like, my siblings always wanted a dog.
Dang. Zaida.
And I couldn't do it. And I'm the oldest, so I get to like say.
Okay, side question,
does?
kind of involved in that. What's your most irrational fear?
Ooh.
Mine is oceans.
Really?
Literally,
That is
or just
good.
being at a beach or something, and you're in the water, and then just a big wave comes over me.
Yeah.
But it's like my biggest fear that I know a little bit, like I know quite a bit about it.
Yeah.
That I just
Have you
don't
guys
like
been
oceans.
on like the deep ocean TikToks? Like
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, those are terrifying.
Mhm.
Like I keep seeing the ones about like Point Nemo, which is like in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Like you're closer to the astronauts than you are to like land. Like
Yeah.
that's terrifying. Like for as much as I like grew up in water and I'm comfortable in water, like being in the middle of because like you don't
You don't
realize
know,
it. We
yeah,
don't
how big
realize
it is.
But like treading water gets exhausting
Yeah, it
after
does.
you do it for a really, really long time. So
Definitely does.
that's a valid irrational fear.
Yeah.
I agree with that one.
Mine is like I'm claustrophobic, so like
Okay.
elevators, stuff like that, can't do it. I'd rather
Okay.
take the stairs unless it's like 50 flights. I'm not doing that. But I just hate like closed spaces. Like it just
That
makes me
sense.
nervous.
That makes sense.
But if I was to choose between the cat and dog, I'd choose a dog.
Okay.
Back to the cat and dog. Gotcha.
Okay. I have a dog, so I personally choose dogs as well. I think cats have an attitude.
Yeah.
That's true.
Let me scratch.
So
Yeah.
My teammates will come. Well, my one teammate who has a cat will come with scratches. I'm like, see, look at that.
That's why you don't need a
You
pet
don't
cat.
need to have a cat.
Mm-hmm.
But she loves him, and I like Henry, so he's cool.
Okay.
Henry.
That's his name.
I love animals with like people names.
No,
it's so
actually.
funny.
So as athletes, we have to like wake up, pretty early.
Mm-hmm.
So are y'all coffee drinkers, or would you just rather like tea?
Coffee, 100%.
Tea.
Yeah, tea. I don't
can't
like
do
coffee.
I can't do coffee.
I can't do coffee, and I really don't like tea, but I'd rather hot tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's valid. I'm a huge coffee person.
Mm-mm. Gives me a headache.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't get a huge reaction from the caffeine. It's just more so like part of my routine that I like have to, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
Yeah. Tea is fine with me. What show are you watching right now?
Oh, I can't remember what it's called. I was watching some show on Netflix, and it's about these FBI agents who like thought that they thwarted this like terrorist attack, and so they like I can't remember what it is, but they like thought that they thwarted it, and then they like went out and like celebrated and all this stuff, and they get a call at midnight, and they're like, okay, actually like there's a bomb coming in the morning, like you guys got to go deal with this, and they've all
Dang.
like already gone out and celebrated, and so they're like inebriated and
Oh
not
my
in the
gosh.
best state.
Yeah.
And it's the funniest thing. I'll have to figure out what it's called, but it's the funniest show I've seen.
That's good. I'm really into like, I don't want to say crime shows, but like I'm watching like Chicago PD, SVU, stuff like that.
See, I like watching shows like that,
Mm-hmm.
but right now I just finished One Tree Hill. Mind you, I watched One Tree Hill like 10,000
Bro,
times.
people tell me to watch that, and I just couldn't get into it. Like the
Yeah.
starting was so slow. So should I really try it?
Yes,
I think you
mean,
should.
I've watched it 10,000 times.
The beginning of it, I will say, is a little cringe. It's like
I was
the
like, I
first
couldn't-
episode, like the first couple episodes, it was hard for me to get into because like I felt like Nathan and Lucas's like fight was just like so
Like,
scripted and
yeah, like,
goofy.
what-
Like what are we beefing over?
Wait, so what is it on? Like, is it on HBO or something?
Hulu.
Hulu? Okay.
But now I'm rewatching Gossip Girl. I don't know why I keep rewatching this stuff and like I know what's gonna happen, but I just
Yeah, I can't do that.
No, but
It's
there's
just- I
get
certain
bored.
shows-
I get
there's-
bored.
There's certain shows that are like that. Like,
but I just love rewatching it.
like
but
if
I
I could, I would be rewatching Criminal Minds right now, but it's not on any
Oh
platform.
yeah, they took it
anymore.
down on
Yeah,
Netflix.
I'm so mad about it. Anyways. Pineapple on pizza or no pineapple on pizza?
No pineapple.
pineapple.
No pineapple?
That's
Okay.
just simple.
yeah.
Okay.
You like it?
Well, okay, I'm open to it.
I'm over here like that's simple, but I'm
Yeah,
like wait.
no.
I'm open to it. Like I think if you do it right, I think it's okay. But like, there's some pizza joints that like are just not good, and I'm like, why did you even try? Like, if you have fresh pineapple, if you use fresh pineapple and it's not like the crap out of a can, I think it's a lot better. But okay, if no pineapple, how do we like our pizza? What the heck?
Pepperoni.
Just pepperoni.
Simple.
Nice and easy.
Dang. All right. Okay.
Okay,
I
so
feel like the odd man out over here. All right. Whatever.
all right, so the last question is, what is the worst workout you have to do in your sport?
Kick sets.
Kick sets.
Yeah.
Explain that.
So every Tuesday afternoon throughout the fall, and even when I was at Florida, I mean, this was like a huge thing. But we basically have this kickboard. It's like this little flotation device kind of thing, and we just have to kick. Like it's literally just a leg thing for, you know, however many minutes it is, like 20, 25 minutes, and it's just
25 minutes.
Sometimes straight.
I was thinking like 5.
And
30.
like it's brutal. It's so hard. I hate kick sets. Like there's some people that are like really, really good at kicking and they like it. And like I liked it when I could kick on my back. You know, like you can kick in streamline on your back like this, and like that's fine. But kicking with a kickboard is just brutal if you're not good at it. And they make us do that all the time.
You know, I have a lot of respect for swimmers because we did the program in the fall or in January. And the last part of what we did was the swimming. We went to your guys' swimming pool and we were treading water. Putting jackets over our head, taking it off while we're in the pool, and we weren't allowed to hold on to anything.
Dang.
So we were just treading, but it was so.
That's pretty bad.
It was so hard.
Sometimes they have us do stuff like that where we have like med balls and we're like vertical kicking, so like kind of what you're saying, like the treading water kicking, but we're having to like hold a med ball above our heads like that.
And that's what we had to do. We held our jackets over until the program guys told us, okay, put the sweater back on, and it was just so.
That's a lot.
That's
too
insane.
much.
Oh my gosh.
I probably would. It would probably be our conditioning test.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What does
it's
that
not-
look like? Out of curiosity.
They're gassers, not gassers, shuttles. 300-yard shuttle. So we just run 5 60s
In a row, or do you have like
in
rest?
a row, and we do 2 rounds.
Okay. How much rest do you get
3 minutes.
in between each one?
Yeah.
Okay. Dang.
Mine would be something like conditioning.
Like that.
Yeah, last year we had something called the Big Series. So like our strength coach would be like, okay, we're gonna run 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 5. So like a 5 is down and back is 1, and you run like 25 yards down and back. So you got that. You have to do that. The guards have to make it in a certain amount of time. Posts have to make it in a certain amount of time. Then you rest, and then you're on to the next one. And you have to do, after you do 5 sets, you do another 5 sets, and then you're done. And then we had to do, what are those things called?
Sled pushes.
Yeah, we had sled pushes right after that, like with weight on it, and I just
Legs were jelly.
legs are jelly.
Done.
Done.
Well, thanks for answering these questions.
Yes, these are fun.
For as much time as we spend together in this class, like we don't necessarily sit and have these discussions all the time. So this was fun for us. I hope it was enjoyable for you guys watching. Again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys back here next week for our final show of the semester. Woo!